Preparation is the key, and it's certainly the key when we start talking about money and financing your business. Money is scarce today. It's been as scarce, I think, since it was in 1929. It's either money from new customers, from existing customers, from the banks. I know Ulster Bank is open for business, but money is scarce from the banks. It seems to be scarce coming in the terms of government help with grants. And the angels and the VCs are very discerning in what they're investing in now as well. How are you guys? I'll go to Ian first, because you've cracked something there recently that you're a rare breed. You're after getting a lot of money out of Enterprise Ireland. So how are you dealing with the scarcity? How did you go about getting that investment?
Yeah, well, we didn't get it. What had actually happened is we've done a joint innovation program with the college, with UCC, and what they've done is they have brought a product that's ready to go to market. They've done all the research, the development, and what we've done is we've gone in and we're going to mentor that program to take it to a global product.
Right.
But obviously there's a cost in that, and the whole program costs a certain amount of money. And the Enterprise Ireland have decided to back 60% of that project into that fund, into UCC. So as a result, 4 graduates are there, But that's something that's very rare, because at the moment there aren't very many people going to the Enterprise Ireland looking for investment. There seems to be a bit out there that, look, don't even ask for it, which I think is totally wrong. My very first day setting up business, I came down here to Neil, and I had a certain amount of money saved, and I asked if Ulster Bank could match that, and I would go out on my own. And as soon as I had that matched, I knew that was my finance for the next 18 months, and I left my job straight away. So that the fact that Ulster Bank saw that I made a commitment to come up with half the start-up costs, I was able to get that finance.
And I think that's the rule of thumb. It's 50%. You need to come up with 50. Even with the enterprise boards, if you look at the Cork Enterprise website, and their funding,
the colour of your money now as well.
you have to match them, with the 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very lucky to get the 60.
Plus I had two private investors come in as well in the last 6 months, and what they've brought in is huge expertise in software and sales and marketing. So there's more of a team there now.
Well, one of the things you said earlier on, Trevor, was that you've financed your business today through sales, right? How are you dealing with, because money is tight, even your customers are finding that, I'm going to hold on to this money as long as I can. I'm not going to, I'm going to push my debtor days from 30 days to 60 days. And we were talking earlier on that some are doing 90 days. How do you actually deal with that?
Yeah, I'm financing my business through sales, basically, and that was the strategy I decided on. I suppose any contract you sign with us, basically, you're signing up for direct debit, and you get no software or service until that's signed. And I learned that the hard way.
Did you make mistakes?
Oh yeah. I had 2 or 3 customers all ready to go, sign up, do all the work, and no payment coming.
Yeah.
And it's often hard to walk away from a customer. But if there's no money coming,
there's no point.
There's no point, and especially when you're dealing with an international client base, because we wouldn't have much communication with the customer face to face or anything like that. So it's kind of, in one way, it's a cold business. We deliver a piece of software over the web. They pay a monthly fee for it. But I suppose one thing I will say is that if you have a direct debit mandate ready to go, and you have your procedure for payment, what I would say is that you do have a payment policy or terms and conditions, and have that ready and send it out with every quotation. Another mistake made, one at the start. But it's simple things but you see, I'd be coming from a technology background, as I said, wouldn't see it, but we've got all that right now, and it makes the whole process a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
And we're guaranteed the payment at the end of the month into the bank.
So you're forecasting your cash flows very
Your cash flow is a lot easier to manage, and I suppose, from my point of view, in terms of growing the business through sales, I suppose I would have learned a long time ago that you can't spend what you don't have,
Well, I wish the country learned that.
Yeah, and that's, that would be my philosophy now. Maybe it's not the right philosophy to expand my business further, I'll deal with that at that time. But right now, it's right model.
Can I just say one thing I just found myself in relation to the bank was that one benefit was coming in maybe at the very early stages, not really coming in, so kind of working with the bank at the very start. So I know a lot of people that I've spoken to kind of view the bank as kind of maybe as, you know, that hitting a brick wall or whatever. But I must say that coming in at the start and maybe working with them, like particularly I found here, like, you know, in Carrigaline, they are fabulous because they work really with you and overcome whatever problems you have. But getting in at the start is essential rather than leaving it too late, you know.
I think smart investment as well. You know, one of the things, like I would have had a lot of experience dealing with venture capitalists in Dublin because I had to work with a lot of startup, you know, the likes of pigsback.com and so on like that. And I would have had exposure to that. And I realised, you know, the team, the management team that you needed in place before these guys parted with their well-earned and hard-earned money, okay? But what I will say, right, you know, in one way, I suppose I was lucky that I could develop software and write software myself, and I grasped the other side areas of the business, right? And it put me in a very comfortable position that I wasn't, you know, I didn't depend on someone to write the product that I could show to a customer. On the other hand, you know, if you're setting up a business and you haven't got that skill, but it's an idea for a software package, you know, or whatever it is, you may need to raise that finance, you know. And it is very important if you do raise finance that you raise smart finance. In other words, you get the finance, but you also get expertise with it. That's the only advice, you know.